And up next, it's Bo Nix. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Redwoods and the Cats on Sunday Night Primetime.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson, partner. This should be a good one here in the month of October. We got a couple of teams playing good football to get this season going.
And all offseason, Mike, coaches and teams, they talk about the importance of starting the season strong. And here in this matchup for early in the year, we have our first look at two teams that have started off strong. They're playing winning football. They're starting to really understand what their identity is as a team. And for this stage of the season, this is one of the better matchups we've seen so far, and it's going to go a long way continuing to unravel who are the teams we're going to be talking about.
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. And this will work out quite well. They'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the rookie, former Mountaineer out of West Virginia.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
Back to throw. He runs with it. Third and 6. Now for fourth down, Trenton Gill will punt it away. Deep to return is Malik Washington. Now fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
I think when you go back and watch last week's game, Mike, I think two things were at play. Number one, let's give credit to the defense. I think they did a nice job of identifying some of the easy layups we've seen this quarterback hit from a week-to-week basis. They took it away. They made him go to his second, third, check down through his progression. And then secondly, when the play did line up, when they did get the look they wanted, he just missed a lot of throws. So they know they cannot afford another pedestrian performance out of him this week. If he can play to the standard we've seen in weeks past, they can have a better chance of having a better result. Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. Play action now. It's Nix. He'll tuck it and take off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
To throw is Nix. That's to Robinson. He's got it. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down. Here's the Redwoods punt team now. Greg Dortch, deep to return. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Caps offense going to take over now for the second time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Start out with a run, and it's Benson. And he'll take this to about the 28. Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah in on the stop. Here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll set up to throw. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
The Redwoods offense and their running back Isaiah Pacheco head out for the next drive. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game. Take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards for running backs, and he's right there among the best in the league. Here's the 3rd-year man, Isaiah Pacheco. He'll work this ahead for 2, maybe 3. Dwayne Carter in on the stop. 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. That one on target to Williams. He's got it.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Once again, it's Pacheco. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
Conklin goes in motion. They'll go play action with Nix. That's taken in by Conklin, the tight end. A gain there of 11. That's enough for a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Certainly not the biggest.
Now Mike McCarthy not happy with that call, and he has thrown the challenge flag. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just 1 challenge for the remainder of the game. On 2nd down, it's Nix. That one complete. It's Ian Thomas.
We give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. He'll get that complete to Isaiah Pacheco. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up. Throwing is Nix. That is caught to the goal line and in. Tyler Conklin, touchdown Redwoods. It's his 3rd touchdown of the year.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
So 7-0 the score, and set now for the dynamic kickoff. To return is Greg Dortch. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Caps offense ready to take over once again. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll get about half of what they needed to pick up a 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. That's complete to Jeremy Rucker. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 18 yards on the connection. And that will be a 1st down. So we are through 1 on Sunday Night Football. 7-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. They'll come up here 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Benson. He'll get this ahead for about 3. Linebacker Ernest Jones ends that play. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll go again with Benson. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Open man, that's Slayton. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Now he'll run. And he's going to be taken down.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have 1st and goal.
A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete, but pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. This one caught at the 4. And he churns out some of the hard yards in this area of the field, working it to the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up a fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. This about as short as you can get. Sanders' kick is good. And the Caps are on the board. It's 7-3.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
On the return, it's Robinson. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Redwoods offense ready to take over possession of the football. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll throw. It's Nix. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing. Nix. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Conklin. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll run with the 3rd-year man. It's Rashad White. He'll manage to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Levante David doing his work on defense.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
The tight end, Allen, in motion. A give here to Pacheco. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down.
He's across midfield to the 49-yard line. A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and
Back to throw is Nix. And the rush gets there. He'll be tracked down.
If this was just one guy dominating them up front, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can chip him. You can double team him. You can start sliding the offensive line and pass protection his way, trying to slow him down. But this has been coming from a lot of different spots, and right now it just looks to be a breakdown in the protection, and they have no answer on how to stop it.
The Caps offense getting set to get back to work. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
he's taken down.
Up until that run, this first half, it's kind of been tough sledding here for this run game. They'd love to see him get going. That last big pickup's going to go a long way.
Again, it's Benson. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Benson. And he's got it. That'll move the chains. First down at the 47.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short. Now some movement up front, flags down, mistake-filled first half continues. A run with Benson. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down. 7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Greg and I continue in just a moment. On third down, they'll set up to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. 14 yards on that pass play there. That's enough for a first down.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the...
And he's in! Jonnu Smith, touchdown Caps.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
The kick is good. Makes the score Caps 10, Redwood 7.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. On the return, it's Robinson. Now an opening past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Redwoods offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. He'll get this complete to Pacheco. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Second down. Nix. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down.
Second down and 10.
To throw is Nix. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. They'll get a new set of downs. It's a gain of 19.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 26-yard line.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. He's got it. He is in. Nicole Hardman. Touchdown Redwoods.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle 4, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
Myers now to add the PAT. He knocks it through. And the Redwoods are on top. It's 14-10. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. This kick is fielded in the end zone. No move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Now a timeout signal form, and they'll get it with 10 seconds until the break. Now they'll set up to throw. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle. And he gets this to the 40. That's about a yard short of the first down, so we'll have third down coming up. He gets that to his tight end, Smith. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and the big tight end momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. It was a terrific first half for the rookie first-round pick, Bo Nix. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The whole team's offense, and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35.
They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. He'll manage only a couple. Levante David doing his work on defense. Second down and 8. A handoff running left. It's Pacheco. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard. 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Downfield, got a man, and he's got it. And he will score. Malik Neighbors. Touchdown, Redwoods. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
The kick is good. Makes the score Redwoods 21, Caps 10.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Dortch now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Caps offense and running back Trey Benson getting ready for their next drive. And before this drive gets going, why don't we take a look at some of the leading contenders in the race to see who might take home the award as the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. A give. Here's Benson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
And he continues to carry the ball well. Another nice one here. But as they find themselves continuing to trail here in the second half, the opposing team's defense is not really concerned about the run game. They need to find a way to use the pass to get the lead and then go back to this run game to close the game out.
They'll run. Here's Benson. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. And that one doinks off the upright and in. Fortunate break, but the kick is good. And the Caps are able to get it back within a score. So Sanders back out after making the field goal. He sends this one away. On the return, Malik Washington. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing is Nix. He's going to run it. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
That one is complete to Hardman. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They're going to run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he'll get this up close to a 1st down as the tackle is made right at the midfield stripe. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. Off the play fake, here's Nix. He's got his man. It's complete to Thomas. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. They'll go play action with Nix. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Mike, This is great awareness by the quarterback manipulating the pocket. He feels the pressure coming on around him, but so often the soft spot is moving up in the pocket. That's exactly what he does. Takes off down the middle of the field, picks up good yardage, and a first down.
And he'll bring this inside the 30, a gain of about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now, a 2nd down throw for Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. His 2nd grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down.
3rd down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback, and even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. Conklin goes in motion. On the carry, it's Pacheco. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
The 14-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
So we are through 3. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. On 2nd down, Pacheco. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? On the handoff, this is Pacheco.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
So the pressure's on. Here's the veteran, Jason Myers. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. 1st and 10. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. He'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Back to the air one more time. That's over the middle and caught by Smith.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
terrific open field tackle gets him down behind the line. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. He finds Hollins on the ground. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. First down away to the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line, but the official signal, he's got enough for the first down.
Wow, a little change of play call here, and that's typically not what we see at this down and distance. That's typically a passing down, Mike, but they catch the defense off guard, keep the ball on the ground, and they're able to pick up enough for the first down.
That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, that ball was thrown. Me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The home team's offense make their way out to take over once more. And right about now, they might be thinking, are we sure we want an off week next week? They're going to head into the bye with momentum as they try to polish this one off. That's a short one taken in by Conklin. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 2. Play action now. It's Nix. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll throw. It's Nix. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. That's to the outside. He's got Smith. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. He'll drop to throw. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
That one complete to Hollins. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
He finds his man. It's Dortch. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. And he's going to be taken down back at the 20-yard line. Here's 2nd down. That's taken in by the running back, Benson. And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line. The crowd cranking it up another notch before 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
The home team's offense ready to come back out for this next possession. And they look to finish it off here in the 4th. This might just wash away what was a subpar performance a week ago. They'll start this on the ground, and here's White. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Here's Pacheco. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. That's a nice run, taking it up past the 30-yard line. Once again, it's Pacheco. Now this defense will use a 3rd and final timeout. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. From the gun, here's Pacheco. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down.
A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 13.
A give here to Pacheco. That is not going to work at all. He'll manage to only get back to the line of scrimmage. Very short of the 1st down. 4th down coming up.
Well, maybe he's counting a little bit, Mike, on this defense being in pass mode, and maybe you can catch him off guard with the run call. In this case, the defense was ready for all of it. They hold them to no gain. They're going to have to bring out the punt team.
Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Noise reverberating off the roof. Very loud before 3rd down. Here we go. One final play. And he's going to go out of bounds with no time remaining on the clock. This game is over. So the fans going to head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. And with an open date on the schedule next week, they'll be able to savor this one for a while. Rest up and ready to get back at it in 2 weeks' time. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.
It's week 8 of the National Football League, and we've got the Dragons' creative quarterback. He's gonna have to air it out plenty this week. It's gonna be a good one under the lights on Monday night.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you on board with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, in this league, you know it, you lived it. Undergoing a changing of the guard at the quarterback position sometimes can be traumatic, but a lot of times it leads to hope. We've got a couple of teams here with young signal callers looking towards the future.
And you know the old saying, Mike, in the NFL, it is truer than ever. If you have a quarterback, you have a chance. And here we have two teams that feel like they have that quarterback position of the future settled. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some moments where that youth rears its head.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. Johnson now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the last pick in the draft in 2022. Iowa State's Brock Purdy at quarterback.
You know, some weeks, Mike, it just seems like you just can't do anything wrong. Every play, every throw, it just seems like everything goes your way, and that was certainly the case last week, throwing for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. And what, his receivers, they're coming into every game saying, we're going to get a lot of opportunities, and their quarterback can continue to play at that high of a level. There's a lot of production to go around.
Yet another Alabama back in the league. This is Brian Robinson. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
It's third down and 5.
Third down. Purdy. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
These third down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jalen Warren. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. Purdy now on 2nd down. That's complete. It's Jalen Waddle. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. A run up the middle with Warren. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
From the gun, it's Purdy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Elks are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
Here we have a guy, Mike, just really coming off a tremendous outing last week. It seemed like everything was working for him in that win. The early rhythm he was able to establish, he rode that to the final whistle. They had an answer for everything the defense threw at him, and if he continues to stay one step ahead and continues to protect the ball at this rate, this is going to be a hard group to beat.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. They're going to motion the tight end over here. That one is caught by Campbell. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And they'll stop. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yards, but it didn't gain any here, and now it's going to be third down. They'll look to throw. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down.
And that's a pretty good effort here on third and long. He had nowhere to go down the field. The defense is playing real soft. He pulls it down and did all he could, but he's still going to end up being short in the first down.
Now they'll set up to throw. That's caught. Left side. It's complete.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man. Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back. These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
He'll try and get there on the ground. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
He'll find his tight end, Josh Oliver.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. Back to throw. That'll be taken in by Connor. And he's got the first down. A great job looking at engaging where the marker is and getting there to set up first and goal. He connects with Disley. And the tackle is made at about the 6. Now here's second and goal. Now Connor. Looking for a seam, but will not find one. He'll take this down to the 4-yard line. Third and goal. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
The Elks offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They'll set out in search of a first touchdown in this game. Just a pair of field goals to show. It's 3-3 as they start 1st and 10. He gets that to his big target, Trey McBride. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
That's good for A.
So we've played 1 quarter here on a Monday night. All even on the scoreboard. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. That's an RPO quickly into the hands of Waddle. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. Off the play fake. Here's Purdy. He connects with Jordan Addison. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Here's Purdy again. And Marlon Humphrey is there, and he picks it up.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
The Dragons offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. There is his tight end, Disley. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick 1st down. Mike Tomlin wants the officials to get another look at it, so out comes the challenge flag. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just 1 challenge for the remainder of the game. They'll run out of the gun, and this is Connor. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. He'll look to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Out of the gun, he'll throw. This one complete to Oliver.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, He's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
On the zone read, given to Connor. He'll push forward here, down to about the 27. The veteran Josie Jewell there for the stop. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go right back to Connor. He'll edge forward for maybe a yard. David Long there on the stop. Here's 3rd and 7. He'll drop to throw. He dives, and what a catch for the first down. 13 yards the gain, down to the 13-yard line. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. They'll toss it to the right to Connor. And nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss. It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup, because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down, where it's a little bit more manageable.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Here's Michael Badgley for the point after. It's up and through. And the Dragons take a 10-3 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, this is Jalen Rager. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Elks offense ready to get back at it. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
At the 25-yard line.
On the ground, it's Robinson. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that can all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10.
At the 46-yard line.
Throwing from the gun is Purdy. He's going to let one fly for Addison. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Jesse Bates.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Dragons offense ready to get back to work. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
Just take what the defense is giving you, and you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield. A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front. He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Back to the air one more time. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw again. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll look to throw yet again. They'll try to work the screen with Connor. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
Throwing now from the gun. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. The throw on the run is complete.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
So we have hit halftime here on a Monday night as we send you to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman. He's got the EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports halftime report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, and they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Paris Campbell now on the return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Dragons offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they'll try to keep it going. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Now they'll set up to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. Good-looking screen play there. A gain of 11 and a first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Tokyo first down.
They'll look to throw. The left side into the hands of Olave. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Going to work Connor in the middle here. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. Open man down the field, it's Olave. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. That catch number 40 on the season for him.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. A throw over the middle. It's Odell.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in first and a mile after taking a penalty on first down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable second down.
There's that man again. Another catch. They'll look to pick this up. 3rd and a yard. Back to throw. And he'll take it on in. Josh Oliver. Touchdown, Dragons. That touchdown number 1 for him on the year. Here's Badgley for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Dragons will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returnable for Rager. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Elks offense and Brock Purdy headed back on the field for their next possession. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. From the 25, they'll go to work, 1st and 10. Mechie, the man in motion. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. Tackle there by Cameron Jordan.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
McBride is the motion man. Once again, it's Warren. And he'll weave his way down close to that first down. Going to come up just a little shy. It's going to be third down and short.
The gain of 6 brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run it here with Warren. And that'll keep the drive going. He's got the first down up past the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for a Salt Lake City first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Play action. Here's Purdy. That's caught on the right side by Waddle. A pickup there of 19 yards. And that will be a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good...
And he's in. John Mechie. Touchdown, Elks.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Extra point by McManus, up and good. And the Elks are able to cut the deficit to 10. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Isaiah McKenzie now to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Dragons offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Back to the air once more on second down. Pass is caught by Olave. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he'll take this forward for about 5.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
That'll be taken in by Connor. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. 3rd and 9. He'll look to throw. He's got his man. That's Olave. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Mike, think back to our conversation during the break. We've kind of both asked ourselves, are they content with this double-digit lead? Do they come out and play conservative here in the second half? Well, it took exactly one play to get our answer.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. On the ground, it's Connor. And the defense right on that. I don't know if keeping would have done any better. No gain on that one. He'll drop to throw. He's going to tuck it and go. Taking advantage of the room to run. A gain of 19 on the scramble.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the give. This is Connor.
James Conner on the carry.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's second and goal. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. 2 incomplete passes now lead to this third down and goal. That one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
In comes Michael Badgley for this field goal try. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Dragons will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Elks offense ready to see what they can do. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Purdy. To the left side here. Caught by Addison. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Purdy. He completes this one to Mechie. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
At the 29-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. Tackle made right at the 20-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 for Purdy. To the outside, he's got Smith.
Out-breaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
That's hauled in at the 2. And he'll be taken down.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage.
And he will score! Game on! Paige Stover, touchdown Elks! And how about that? His first career catch also becomes his first career NFL touchdown. McManus on for the point after. The kick is good. And the Elks are back within 6. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. On the return, it's McKenzie. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. This one, complete to Campbell. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
They'll get about 6 before he's taken down. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the 4th quarter, and that's a gift. I mean, that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, this game looks very different for this offense.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. 1st and 10. Purdy to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll stick to the ground. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. That is high! Inside the 20. And he's going to take this one all the way. 89 yards. It is a touchdown. The game-tying touchdown here in the 4th quarter, and a chance to take the lead with the point after.
Mike, the sideline's going crazy with that late score, but they still need this extra point to take the lead here and see if they can hang on to this 4th quarter lead.
Now it's McManus for the point after. The kick is good. Important one as they take the lead here in the 4th quarter. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. On the return, it's McKenzie. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That one is caught by Campbell. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Now they'll set up to throw. Left side into the hands of Olave.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run here. Good running there. Getting close to midfield. Let's mark them there. And a first down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. And they're going to get to him and take him down. Taken back to the other side of midfield.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find the receiver, and down he goes.
You can tell the quarterback has built a lot of confidence in his ability to make plays today with his feet. The defense has had a hard time keeping him in check, and this time, much better job in pursuit.
And they're going to get him once again. He's under siege. That is 3 in a row.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Dragons punt team unit comes out. They forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The home team's offense and receiver Jalen Waddle getting ready to go back to work. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. Play action now. Purdy. He's going to go up top here for McBride. And he's going to be running out of bounds, but not until he gets down to the 40-yard line. It's a big play when they needed it the most. 37 yards.
And it's the arm talent, Mike. It's on full display. His ability to step up in the pocket, get everything behind that ball, and throw a laser downfield. That's not a throw that all quarterbacks in the NFL are capable of making, and I think it was pretty good defense. Just turned out to be a better throw.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Two minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. McBride is the motion man. They're trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be near the 1st down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. McBride is the motion man. They'll drop to throw. He's got his tight end. That's McBride. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it. McBride is the motion man. They'll run straight ahead with Warren. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Now this defense will use a 3rd and final timeout. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. A gain of a yard.
3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Open man is Mechie. He's got it. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
And after that first down throw, Mike, it's really a deflating moment of the defense. They understood the urgency of getting off the field and getting the ball back to their offense. Here we are under 2 minutes in a one-possession game.
So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They're able to build on the solid performance of a week ago, and they make it 2 in a row with the victory here in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night.